What's up, explorers? This week we're going to try something new. We are going to be writing, singing, and sort of producing a song. Now, this has been a long time coming, and it has been a process. I am recording this kind of like halfway through doing this whole thing, and it has not turned out the way I thought it would, but honestly, I'm so excited to share this experience with you guys, so without further ado, let's get started. So this isn't my first time actually writing a song. I've written many songs. I've just never had any professionally produced. So that's why this is super exciting, because I'm really excited to have something that is, nicely made, because I wouldn't say I'm like the best singer ever, but I like singing and it's something that I want to get better at, and I think it's fun to write and, create things. So for every song I write, I make a little document, and this was track number 8, and it's called If You Wanted To You Would, and I wrote this on Saturday, March 28th, 2026. And I always put a little description, and this one reads, "If You Wanted To You Would" is about realizing you've been carrying a friendship alone. The song follows a conversation that never quite happens. Apologies without action, promises without follow-through, and silence that speaks louder than words. It unpacks the frustration of always being the one who reaches out, the one who explains, and the one who tries. As the track builds, we realize and accept that effort is a choice, and so is absence. Someone who wanted to show up would. And it's basically based on this whole thing. I had a friend I've had a lot of experiences, honestly, with friends who just say a lot of empty promises and who sort of use you. And, I try and communicate that it doesn't really feel good when you're the one who's putting in all the effort, and they say, "Oh, I'll do better," or they keep saying sorry, but they don't ever explain to you why they're doing this, what is holding them back from kind of putting in the effort. If this was so important, why are you not delivering, So yeah, I've just had a lot of issues. So I honestly decided I should really write a song about this. So I did. So these are the lyrics. And we're gonna sing these. And one of the most exciting things is that I asked my friend if they wanted to be on the song with me, and they said yes. So super exciting. They're gonna be singing the rap part, so this part, and then the pre-chorus and chorus, we're gonna have some layering. So that's super exciting. So yeah, we'll get to the next part, which is singing. So this is what I have right now. I recorded just the main vocals right now, and I'm gonna have my friend record their vocals, and then I'll input it in. But I have to kind of fix it so it's loud, the volume is a bit louder because it's kind of quiet right now. I gotta normalize the volume, and then I gotta do the backing vocals, and then I'll add the beat underneath it, and then we'll send it to the guy I'm paying on Fiverr. So, this is what I have right now. I just have to send a few things to my friend so he can do his part, but I have the front vocals, I have the back vocals, and then I have the instrumental audio. So we'll see. I don't know how long it will take him to do that, but I'll update you when that is done, and then we can go through the process of sending this to the guy on Fiverr who will hopefully make this all come together. But yeah. So, my friend Aiden, he delivered real fast actually, and I'm actually so excited because yeah, I sent him the vocals yesterday and he recorded his part, so it's the next day and I have it all figured out, my vocals, his vocals, backing vocals, and then the instrumental. So now what we can do is we can send this off to the guy when he's on Fiverr, and that guy is called Tay the Dawn. He looks like he has some good stuff. He's top rated. It's only like $75. I did look at some of the stuff you can do. I was going to just do this one. I don't really need like 1-day delivery. I think it should be fine. I I think that he'll do fine with the time he needs. I don't want to rush him. So there's this, all this stuff. I don't really know what stems are. I've never like produced. Well, okay, I've like sung a few things, but I've never like gone in and produced stuff and like made it with the fancy equipment. So I don't really know what that is. So I'm not gonna click that. But I thought, okay, so like this is pretty good. And then, yeah, I was just gonna check out, and we'll see how it goes. So I'll catch up with you guys when it's delivered, I guess. Okay, so here's what happened. I ordered this, right? Ordered it March 31st, 2026, 7:52 a.m. And he delivered April 1st, 2026. And there were some problems. In my review, I said, so here's my feedback. The autotune is way too heavy. It's taking away from the original way it is meant to be sung and how certain words are said. This song is meant to be an emotional song in an alternative R&B indie pop vibe with those rap elements. I think the vocals are really bare, which is probably why you're relying so much on heavy autotune. Instead, I think we should do some layering, harmonization, maybe some echoes, like I had mentioned in my original message. Best example is what Marianas Trench does with their vocals. There's autotune, but it feels natural, and there is layering. It feels professional and not like a robot. I also noticed you didn't add the backing vocals at all that I had provided a file for. I would like those included. I hope that is helpful and possible. Now, I'll play you some of it.
I asked you something simple. You froze up, said you don't really commit. Then you closed up, no answer.
And like, it's fine. But I just felt like it was too auto-tuned, and like, I'm not, again, like I said this before, I'm not the best singer ever, but for what I paid, you would think it would be, I don't know, slightly better. And he didn't even put in the backing vocals, like, at all, that I provided. So yeah, that was a fail. So then I was like, okay, we'll give him another shot, you know? Honestly, everything's fine. So he said that he'll, you know, work on the changes and all that stuff. And so he did it again, right? And this is what I have.
I asked you something simple. You froze up, said you don't really commit.
And he added the backing vocals, which I was like, yay, he listened, right? And he did some, well, he didn't really do layering. He did echo, but I honestly thought the echo's like really, it's like a lot. It's like on every single word. And so I was like, maybe we should take away the echo. So I said, I was like, so you added the backing vocals, that's great. When I said harmonization, I didn't mean constant echoes. It's super distracting in the background. I meant layering. Also, I feel like the autotune is still the same. It should be natural. You shouldn't be able to hear the autotune that much. And that was my goal, honestly. And so he made the adjustments, right? And this is what it sounded like.
I asked you something simple. You froze up, said you don't really commit. Then you closed up, no answer, just space.
But I'll play more of it later down the line. But I didn't like it. I thought it was still too much autotune. He did fix the echo and stuff, and genuinely Aiden sounded fine. It was really my vocals, and so I kind of feel bad for my review, but I put as my review, simply put, just didn't really deliver on what I wanted. And it just, I don't know, for what I paid, I was kind of disappointed. And I kind of gave up. Like, I could have had him like reviewed again and try again, but I just didn't. I was like, I'm done. And honestly, I think maybe partially my fault. In the description, it says that you should message first before you put out an order, and I didn't do that. I didn't even see that until after. So I messaged like right after I put in the order and put what I wanted. And I said, hey, like, I just ordered a song. I didn't realize it said, you know, you needed a message before. And I said, like, this is exactly what I want. I said, I want some tuning, perform your mixing magic, whatever you need to do to make it feel and sound professional. There is some layering, and I want it a bit harmonized, but there are some backing vocals, and in one of the chorus sets, I have me and my friend singing at the same time. I want his vocal behind mine. Super excited to see what you do. This is my first time doing anything like this and using Fiverr. And I was so excited, and he seemed very nice. And yeah, he got my second request, so that was great. But yeah, it just ended up just not how I wanted, like at all. And yeah, he did say that the overall quality of a mix is heavily influenced by the quality and accuracy of a recording. We're actually gonna pause here before I keep, yapping on. But basically my plan is to produce this all on my own. And the reason I mentioned that he said that the quality of the recording is important is because I actually did go through and re-record my part, and I did dabble in the original part, but I had footage for that and now I don't, so because I got rid of it, I'm like, oh, we don't need that. But I'm going to actually show my process, because I did this a bunch of times to get used to using auto-tune, all this stuff. So I'm gonna show just like sections of me going through till you see what I ended up with that I like. That is nice. So yeah, if you're confused why I'm gonna be like clipping some stuff together, but yeah, anyways, back to it. So here we are. I have everything in Ableton, and you're probably thinking, why have I just switched using, I was using Audacity before and now I'm using Ableton? Well, the reason is because I want to use something called Antair's, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, Autotune Pro 11, and I tried to use it on Audacity and it kept crashing, and I looked it up, and that is actually common. It is not very compatible with Audacity, and even though I love Audacity, Ableton actually came with my microphone, so I've been trying to get used to using this. It's not my favorite, but I kind of have to use it because I want to use this autotune. So I have everything in here. And what I did actually is I re-recorded my original vocal just to see if we could make this work. I mean, he said, the guy on Fiverr, he said that it, good recordings are better. And I don't know, I guess I wouldn't say that my original recording was bad. I just wanted to try and, improve it. So I redid that recording. I took certain like weird breaths out and I tried to make it really fluent and nice. So hopefully this will work. So I have mine, I still have Aiden's, and then I have her instrumental. So this is what it looks like right now.
You froze up, say you don't really commit.
Now I cut off this first clip just because I kind of yap on and I didn't really know what I was doing. That was probably like one of the first takes. I was trying to use autotune and put it in all that stuff, and I was just really bad at explaining, really bad at using it. And now that it's been probably like a few weeks of using it and I'm a lot better, but this is one of the first ones I have. Like, I don't know what happened to my other ones. I think deleted them. But take 2. This is one of like the first files that I have. It's pretty similar to what we were looking at before, I think. I don't know if it was the same name, but
I asked you something simple.
But it sounds like this, and this is already auto-tuned. But basically what you would do is you would go into Antares, or however you pronounce it, and you would go into Auto-Tune Pro, right? Hopefully it loads. I have a lot of things going on my computer right now. And then you would put in the key you're in, the scale, and then you'd press this button, and it would put it all, it's going to like pitch it in. So
I asked you something simple. You froze up.
And it's going to put in all the stuff. And then what you do is you manually, or you don't have to manually, but I'm going to manually correct all these different notes, right? So you use this little tool and you fix them and all that stuff. And so I do have some clips I'm gonna play of my vocal and Aiden's vocal after it's I manually went through and corrected each note. Took forever. I mean, each lyric took a really long time.
I asked you something simple. You froze up, say you don't really commit. Then you closed up. No answer, just space, just time passing. I'm checking my phone like am I asking too much? Days turn to weeks, silence stay loud. You knew I was hurting, you still didn't reach out. I kept it calm, I kept it kind. But every unanswered question stayed in my mind. I kept asking you to show up, I kept lowering the bar. Tried to meet you where you were, while forgetting where I was.
I said, talk to me, don't disappear. You said, I understand, then you weren't really here. Every time I reached out, I had to lead. Like I'm explaining my pain just so you'd believe. Yeah, you said, I'll be better, but better how? No why, no depth, no here and now. Comfort is a future tense. It's showing up with real intent. I wasn't asking for perfection.
But after that, I'm gonna delete this.
Am I asking too much? Days turn to weeks.
And I do go in.
If you wanted to, you would. That's the part I can't ignore.
Those are some harmonies I added. And yeah, this was one of my first tries. So now take 3. I do have them numbered. The difference between this is we have my full vocal. So this is.
Then you closed up. No answer, just space, just time.
And we have my back.
Dead questions stayed in my mind. I kept asking you to show up.
We have the harmonies.
If you wanted to, you would. That's the part I can't ignore.
I kept asking you to show up. And then we have me and Aiden singing at scene. That's the part I can't excuse. I kept asking you to show up. And we also have the instrumental. And that, I kind of auto-tuned everything. We have, it's coming together at this point, right? But we're still not fully there yet. Okay, so skipping take 4 and moving to take 5, we have, it's probably at its best spot right now, but we do take it a step further. But I asked you something simple. You froze up, said you don't really commit. And we have some, if you wanted to, you would. That's the part I can't. Harmonies still, those are still there. And yeah, everything is nicely organized. But I sent it to my sister, right? And she gave some good feedback. She said it felt pretty empty, and I do agree that it feels very empty. That question stayed in my mind. I kept asking you to show up. I kept lowering the bar. Even with like the backings and the harmonies and all that, it feels like there's something missing. So yeah, I completely scrapped everything. I re-auto-tuned. I went in Audacity and I did the EQ, normalize, compression, another normalize, and a limiter. And I did that all again. I did new reverb. I even show you, there's this reverb that's super nice. It's in this one creator's video that I like. Oh, I'll have to look up his name. I can't remember his name at the moment. I'll put his name on screen. But he recommended this one really nice reverb. Oh, it's so nice. And I'll show it to you. But it's $200. Crazy amount of money. $200. That's like half of what my microphone costed. Crazy amount of money. And I got the 14-day free trial to use it. But yeah, so nice. But oh my god, that's so expensive. Now, I gave up on the numbering, and this is take 11, even though it's not actually, but I just was like, I was getting crazy with the numbering. But this is my best take, and honestly, it still feels a little empty, but the reverb's really nice. This is the reverb it uses. Eventide. Crazy nice. Oh my god. I'll let you hear it. And I sung, instead of like making kind of like artificial where you copy the chorus and then you pitch it up and pitch it down, I actually sung out the chorus in a different tone and everything, and nothing is manually pitched up, so I put in a lot of work, a lot of time. I asked you something simple. You froze up, said you don't really commit. Then you closed up. No answer, just space, just time passing. I'm checking my phone like am I asking too much? And we have this.
If you wanted to, you would. That's the part I can't excuse. I kept asking you to show up, and your silence shows for you. You said sorry like it meant something, like it changed the history. But if you wanted to, you would. And that's all the clarity I need.
And I actually had to redo my chorus because the way Aiden sings it, which he sings it great, perfectly fine. He put his own little nice twist and way of singing it, but because I was layering it, it wasn't matching up very nicely, so I had to sing it like he was singing it. and it's kind of one of my favorite parts because it's so nice, so nicely layered. We also have, now my harmony is a bit, it's a bit
Where I was. If you wanted to, you would.
but honestly, this is the best I've gotten. And I'll show you, I have one that has the actual beat under it. I just couldn't fit because you can only do 8 groupings. And I did panning and everything. Shout out that YouTuber. I'll look up his name. There's these 2 YouTubers that really, I even took their course, really helpful. I'll talk about them at the end, but yeah, I watched so many videos. You have no idea. I put so much effort into this. It's crazy. But let me pull up the one with the beat and I'll show you that one. Now, this one's called Take 11 Bounced, and Bounced is basically just committing all of the effects that you've put on and everything you've done. So you can see if you click on this, you aren't gonna see the effects because we've bounced it. And I don't know why they call it bounced, like some other things they call it commit, I don't know. But this is everything committed.
No depth, no here and now. Comfort is a future tense. It's showing up a real intent. I wasn't asking for perfection.
I was asking to be heard.
But I have to admit, me and my sister, Aiden did so well. Like, praise on him. His part is like so great. I like his part the best. I think his voice is nice. It's just, it flows well with the beat and everything. It's very nice. And like his like vocals were super easy to auto-tune because it wasn't really much to fix. Like only a few things, but like, yeah, his very nice. A round of applause for him. But yeah, I'm really proud of like what I've done, and it's still a little empty. So what I did is, now don't yell at me. I went back to Fiverr and I did find a guy. We're gonna see if we can get him to just master it. We've mixed it. We've added the auto-tune, the reverb. We've EQ'd it. We've done as much as we possibly can. Everything I possibly can to do. But I don't have the ears of a producer like real producers do. Like EQing and all that stuff is really hard for me because I cannot tell the difference like producers can. So I'm trying one last time to see if a real producer can just at least master it. Just, give it, fill that like emptiness. It's still feeling very empty. And I want it to feel more professional. So we'll see what happens. And if nothing good happens, then this will be our final result because I don't know what else to do. And honestly, I did have a lot of fun. I mean, it was stressful at times. And I even wrote a song about this whole experience. I wrote a song about a song that's about having a whole experience with a different experience. It's because like this was like a lot more work than I thought. I started this project being like, yeah, this is gonna be super easy. This took me like 2 days at the start. I'm like, yeah, 2 days of effort, that's it. Like, and then this ended up taking like 3 weeks, like crazy amount, way different than I thought. But yeah, hopefully we end up with a great result and it will be all worth it in the end. We will see.
So there is something I do want to mention. Me and my sister both agreed that the previous guy's mixing was great. It was mainly just the sound I didn't like. But like, the mixing was fine. So really what I probably should have done is maybe just gone back to that guy and said like, see, but he was more expensive. But I'm thinking about it now, thinking like maybe I should have had him mix it because, to be honest, this next guy, the mixing was, I don't know what he did, like I can't tell. It's not like, oh my god, this is so much better. I mean, it's a little better. I don't even know. I feel like maybe it's just a little grainy, but I just didn't feel like it's like I just don't feel like going through this whole thing again. And genuinely, my goal is to really get better so I don't have to rely on the people who I don't know if they know what they're doing. I can't tell. Like, I would love to take like one of those Skillshare things. Maybe that would be good. I don't know where I could learn. Because YouTube is just really hard to sometimes learn from like people who are good teachers. And there was this one YouTuber, his name was like Spencer. He was so good at teaching, but his videos were so short and they're like semi in depth, but like I wish I could just get like a full course from him. But yeah, I just think when you hear it, you're not gonna be like, oh my god, this is crazy. But honestly, it's the best we're gonna get, to be honest. This is the best for now, at least. Like maybe what I'll do is if I get better, we can revisit this and use the skill we have learned maybe in like a year and try this again and maybe we'll have a better result. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Okay, so here we are. The guy I bought the mixing from, I don't really know how to pronounce his name, so I'm not going to. But he delivered and put it in the DMs. And I only listened to a bit because I wanted to listen to it together. But honestly, I just said, I'll take it, brother. It's pretty good. Thank you so much. Because honestly, I wasn't gonna try it again. I did all I could do. Honestly, I didn't really give much direction. I basically just said, make it feel less empty. I just want it to feel more put together. And I'll say he did fine. It's whatever. So I want to listen to it together. So that's why I have my camera. I have it in the corner just because. I asked you something simple. You froze up, said you don't really commit. Then you closed up. No answer, just space, just time passing. I'm checking my phone like am I asking too much? Days turn to weeks, silence stay loud. You knew I was hurting, you still didn't reach out. I kept it calm, I kept it kind. But every unanswered question stayed in my mind. I kept asking you to show up, I kept lowering the bar. Tried to meet you where you were, while forgetting where I was. If you wanted to, you would. That's the part I can't ignore. I kept asking you to show up, and in the end your silence answered me for sure. You said sorry like you meant something, like it fixed what you couldn't see. But if you wanted to, you would. And that truth finally set me free.
I said, talk to me, don't disappear. You said, I understand, then you weren't really here. Every time I reached out, I had to leave. Like I'm explaining my pain just so you'd believe. Yeah, you said, I'll be better, but better how? No why, no depth, no here and now. Know that there's a future tense. It's showing up a real intent. I wasn't asking for perfection,
I was asking to be heard.
but every time I needed something,
You answer with a word.
If you wanted to, you would. That's the part I can't excuse. I kept asking you to show up, and your silence shows for you. You said sorry like it meant something, like it changed the history. But if you wanted to, you would. And that's all the clarity I need.
Maybe you didn't mean to hurt me. Maybe you just didn't try. But at some point intent stops mattering whenever, never I. Sorry, he's barking. He always does this. He loves barking. It's his favorite thing. And nothing's happening. He's barking at the wall. Like, what are you doing? Okay, well, I guess I'll talk about right now. Honestly, he did what he asked. I mean, he did what I asked. I think he balanced it out a bit. I mean, honestly, could it sound better? Yeah. But I only paid like $80. That's in comparison to like 100 something I paid for the other guy. Honestly. I honestly don't have much to say. But yeah, like I think he did a bit more panning, maybe. I mean, he didn't really tell me what he did. He just kind of like, okay, here it is. Here it is. I think he's done.
I don't hate you. I just stopped reaching. Stopped explaining. Stopped believing. If you wanted to, you would. I don't say it out of spite. I kept asking you to show up. You kept showing me the truth in real time. I didn't lose you in the end. I just finally could see. I kept asking you to show up, and your silence answered me.
Some answers don't come in words. They come in absence. And that was enough for me. Okay, so that was that. So I'm just gonna make this bigger. Honestly, just gonna fill this up. My thoughts are like, yeah, I think he definitely balanced it out a bit. I can tell that he put the backing vocals more in the back instead of like right there. You can kind of hear it. And I also think he added a bit of like noise where it's like felt really quiet, so that's good. Honestly, it's better than what I could do. And I assume he did a lot of like EQing, all that stuff that I just like could not do. So yeah, this is the song. I don't know that I was like originally thinking, oh, like maybe I'll release it like on spot. I don't know that I'm gonna do that. But I will, maybe I'll just do a video that has the song. Maybe I could do music. I don't know yet. But yeah, we'll move it back to me in a different location. So I wanted to talk about my overall thoughts about this experience, and I do have my iPad here because I have some stuff written down, because I have a lot to say, and I kept stumbling over my words trying to remember all the stuff I wanted to say. But yeah, I genuinely had so much fun doing this, and I'm super proud of how it turned out, and just the fact that I, just jumped in and it turned out the way it did. And yeah, I honestly, even just like attempting to do this all by myself is crazy. But I'm gonna give myself some credit and give myself some grace. Because I'm not the perfect singer and I'm not the perfect creator. But this gave me so much joy doing majority of this all on my own. And I honestly am I'm kind of grateful that first attempt with that one producer didn't really end up working out, because it was really cool going in and doing it all on my own, and it kind of gave me something that is mine and something that means something to me, so I'm super grateful for that. And the fact that I was able to write it, sing in it, and produce it is really cool, and actually having a friend on it is even cooler. And I'm so glad that he agreed to do this with me. And I don't know if it's up to his standards. I don't know what he thinks at this point. But I think it turned out really great for this first try. And I know it's not like you're gonna hear this on the radio quality, but I think it's high quality to my standards and to my ability at least. And I actually wanted to play a clip from a Curtis Connor video about James Chapetsky, so I'll play it now.
I'll admit, I'm not a professional singer. I might not sing every note perfectly, you know.
Right, nobody does.
But I must be doing something right because people are watching this stuff. People are buying personalized videos, CDs, so people must like the content.
Exactly.
I'm sure not everyone likes it, but hey, as long as I got a decent following that do enjoy it, then that's what matters, right? Like, I'm not trying to appeal to the whole world because you're never going to be able to appeal to the whole world. There's always going to be people that don't like your stuff. I don't really worry about what other people think. I do what I want to do. If I wake up and it's like, I want to write a song, I'm going to write a song. I'm not going to let it stop me if someone's like, oh, well, I might not like that. It's like, I don't care what you think. I want to write a song, I'm going to write a song. People have all these dreams, all these things they want to do, but something's holding them back. And they feel like, oh, what if I'm not good enough? Or what if someone doesn't like it? Well, who cares? You're not going to please everyone, right? Like, just do what you want to do and ignore the haters.
He really inspires me, and he has this type of mindset that I really strive to have or just wish I had more of. The mindset where you're just making stuff you want to, and just because you like making it and not needing to reach for every single person out there. And just being happy that you made something and something that you actually love. And during this whole process, I think I started out like that, but then it's like slowly shifted. It felt like this needed to be perfect or else I'd be judged. Yet I'm like doing this all for myself. In general, I am a perfectionist, but I think as long as I'm happy, that's all that really matters. There's a lot of growth available and there's a lot of things I can improve on, but the fact that I'm saying, wow, I made this and wow, I'm so proud of what I made is put above everything else and everyone else, I think. And if someone out there enjoys the song, even if it's just the beat or the lyrics, there's power to that as well. I want to inspire people and I want to create and do the things I love. I know this video was a bit of a mess, kind of all over the place, but I'm considering trying this again with a different song. There's one that I wrote for me and my sister, so maybe I'll do that one. It's kind of one of my favorites that I've ever written. But yeah, this is definitely not the end. And for this song, I most likely will do like a lyrical or like one of those videos where it's just like a picture and it's playing the song, so that people can listen to it without Mr. Odie barking in the background, unless you prefer that. But I definitely want to shout out Reed Stefan and Nash Overstreet. I took their auto-tune course and it was really helpful. And courses to me usually are too good to be true, but these two actually know their stuff and they have, worked with real artists and are genuinely good at teaching. And I wanted to note, Reed Stefan does have a lot of like other good videos just on his YouTube channel. As well as some other creators. I will put links in the description below. But yeah, it was a struggle finding someone on YouTube that like really went in depth on how to use graph mode and just auto-tune in general. So yeah, the course really helped me. I also think going through and using graph mode over and over and over again did help me a lot, and even just using like the reverb and all those types of effects did help me, as well as kind of using Ableton more, because I really had not used Ableton much. The only downside I would say to producing stuff is money. It's like really expensive to start out. There were a lot of plugins that people did recommend that I just couldn't get because they were so expensive. Like even the reverb that was like $200, to me that's crazy expensive. And majority of the plugins were like that. So I'd say you truly have to be serious when getting into this because it's not cheap. But anyways, that is it for the video, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. Comment down below what you thought and what the heck, subscribe because I am trying to grow my community. But anyways, that is it, and I'll see you in the next one.